Hey guys, in my previous video I talked about start priority for protection Paladin. In this one I want to talk about builds for tanking. It would seem to be obvious, do you want to tank? Put talents in protection tree. But in fact, no. There are only two mandatory talents for successful tanking: Consecration and Improved Rider's Fury. The first one gives us the right to be, if not the best, but very good AoE tank, and this is very important because no matter what, the most of the life of tank is tanking of trash packs. The second talent significantly increases our threat against both single target and multiply targets. This is a base build. Next begins the flight of our imagination. We can be both Deep Protection, Deep Holy, Deep Retribution, even 17-17-17. You can tank 5 people dungeons and 1-2 adds in any raid using any of these builds. Before we continue, I want to remind you that a Paladin is a hybrid class, and due to its features they are not able to tank some bosses, which means that you will have to heal or dispel or stack debuffs with Annihilator or Nightfall on such bosses as Ragnaros in Molten Core, Firemaw and Cremagus in BWL, Vistidus in EQ40, and so on. Also, you should always understand what is your goal in the game. If you want to tank bosses in raids, you need one build. If you want to heal raids and tank 5 mats for your friends, it's another story. Want to do some PvP as well? It's third build. By combination of different talents, you may create really flexible build. And before we distribute remaining talent points, let's discuss some choices I did in the base build. Divine Intellect is better choice than Divine Strength. Since mana is our resource, it will be useful both for tanking and for healing. Also, tier 2 and tier 2.5 items have a lot of intellect on them, and with this talent it will be easier for you to manage your mana while tanking. And in general, it's a versatility talent. For the same reason of versatility, I choose Spiritual Focus over Improved Seal of Rightnesses. There will be a lot of situations in raids and during farming when you have to heal yourself. Another reason is that Improved Seal of Rightnesses increase only the base damage of Seal and Judgment and doesn't affect damage gained by spell power. Sad but true. In Protection tree I got Guardian's Favor. With talent, cooldown of Blessing of Protection decreased to 3 minutes, which means that every pull or every second pull will be some backup move in case someone over-aggro you. Also, reduced cooldown of Blessing of Freedom is a great bonus. There are a lot of mobs in dungeons with nasty nets, frost novas, harm strings, etc. And I shouldn't tell anything about how great Freedom in PvP. Deep Holy implies that you reach Holy Shock. This spell is a very good tool that can be used for range pull, as taunt, or self-heal in emergency case. In combination with Divine Favor, you can get a burst threat during pull. The main problem is that Holy Shock is a common spell, which means a chance to miss is 17%. Also, a rather long cooldown means that between shocks your threat generation will be not as high as it is in Deep Protection. Another disadvantage that rest of the talents in Holy Tree such as Illumination, Holy Power, Healing Light doesn't help you in tanking. So why did I talk about it? It's simple. With this build you become a regular healer. It have all the key talents. If your main role in raid is healer, and you just occasionally tank 5 people dungeons for your friends, or have tanked several mobs in raid, this is your spec. Now let's take a look at classic Deep Prot spec. As you can see, I didn't get Taunus or Anticipation. 10 points of defense for 5 talent points looks like a waste up to me. Also, in my previous video I explained that defense is not very good stat for a Paladin. About Taunus, in Blue Gear you will have around 5k armor, so this talent will provide you another 500. If you need more armor, just change aura from Retribution to Devotion. It will be much more profitable. Here I got improved Hammer of Justice. You know, Paladin stun lasts 6 seconds. It's really long. Strong group may kill mob during this stun, so it's very useful to have a high uptime of this move both for PvP and PvE. Blessing of Sanctuary, our main blessing for tanking. It provides us additional threat and survivability, especially in 5 mans where it will reduce incoming damage for 10 to 15%, which is nice. Of course, against bosses and rain mobs that's not so effective, but still. Holy damage after block will have knife synergy with Redoubt and Holy Shield. Reckoning. Extra wide attack and extra holy damage from Seal of Rightnesses. I say that's a good reward for getting crit. I'll take 5 out of 5 to have 100% chance. You know, on private servers you can stack 4 charges on Reckoning using Sit macro and have 5 attack and 5 sword procs instantly after pull. So you just change weapon for a two-hander and get great initial threat and then swap for one-hander and shield. On official classic servers it was fixed, but as far as I know, not totally. Anyway, I'd like to check it by myself whenever I get access to classic. And Holy Shield. Nice spell, but very tricky to use against one target. If you are tanking more than 2 mobs, it's a no-brainer. Put it on cooldown if you have money for it. But against one target it's not very effective to pop it on cooldown. Paladin has 5% of blessed block chance and 30 from Holy Shield. So it's usually spent 1 or 2 charges over 10 seconds. That's why it's more effective to pop it when Redoubt up. Or you can use rank 1 on cooldown and rank 3 when the Redoubt procced. The biggest disadvantage of this build is that you become a reflection tank. This means that when mob or boss not attacking Paladin, it gains like 15% less threat, which might be crucial for some bosses like Hakar. Of course, there are some tricks that may help Paladin, for example, this weapon. Some comments about last talent points. Improved lay on hands. Since we don't have save abilities like warriors have, lay on hands may become our emergency button. Full HP, 30% armor for 2 minutes is a great bonus, and some mana if we are oomed. That's a great up to me, and improved judgment. There are situations when you should dance with seals and judgments. With this talent it becomes easier. Also, it increases your single target threat. It's hard to say for me if it's better than parry or not. It's my personal choice. You may find links for the different variations of builds in description below. Thanks for watching. In my next video I'm going to do a review of weapons for tanking. Stay tuned. See you.